Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today, well, we have a treat for us because we finally got our hands on another spot Irish whiskey. This is the red spot. We've already done the green and the yellow. This is a 15-year-old Irish whiskey that is finished in bourbon, sherry, and Marsala casks. Whoa. That's all I got is whoa. So the Mitchell family this goes back a long time. 1805 to be exact, because that's what the little sleeve says. They used to just source whiskey.
Primarily Jameson.
Yeah, they would go down and get barrels of Jameson. No, they'd get distillate from Jameson and then put it in their own barrels. Very, like different wine casks or whatever it ended up being. And then they would mark it by what type of either cask finished or any of that kind of stuff with a spot. So they would put a red spot or a blue spot or a yellow spot or a green spot. Green spot is awesome. The yellow spot is awesome.
That's the easiest to come by, though.
Those two are available. This I got at an allocated drawing, basically. Mm-hmm. So this is not one that's easy to find. There's also a blue spot, and apparently there's a gold spot that's coming out, that's out there. And there's also some finishes on the green spot.
Okay.
I forgot about that. There's, I think, 2 different finishes where it's green spot finished in something else. Thumbs up for the bottle open.
Yeah, Kevin's been itching.
Ah, man.
He's been saving this bottle for the show.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this guy. 15-year-old Irish whiskey doesn't happen too often.
It's 92 proof.
And it's actually, yeah, it's not totally proof down. All right, hold on. I get a little stir. What else do we know? So one, this honestly just started coming out. They didn't start distilling this, or they put it in barrels in 2004.
Yep.
So they just started releasing Red Spot in 2019. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of, I mean, this is a relatively new line for them.
Banana.
It is. There's a lot of fruit in there.
It's like a banana that you've only got like another day or two before you gotta get rid of it.
Kind of getting mushy.
Yes.
I get sweet fruit. I get your banana note. There's a bit of a malt note to this, like the sweet cereal kind of notes. That's definitely in there. Pretty nice.
The malt is definitely on the palate. Some spice. It just kind of hangs out on the tongue.
Yeah, wow, that's kind of funny. When you first take a sip, it's just like sweet liquid. But then there's a spice that kind of develops over your tongue, like probably a barrel spice of some sort, and that just sits there. Yeah. Man, that sit there. Wow, that's interesting. All right, so Red Spot is done out of the Middleton. They used to source it from Jameson. Jameson joined up with other Irish distillers and formed the Middleton Distillery. They're doing it out of there. And true to a lot of Irish whiskeys, they do a blend of malted and unmalted barley. And that goes back to a historic thing where the British used to tax the amount of malted barley used in a whiskey. So the Irish figured out how to use unmalted barley to create their whiskey, so they would skip some taxes. That banana note's really strong now on the nose. As soon as you get that retro nasal thing, it's like, woo, banana.
On the front end, I get more like a banana chip.
Okay, like a dried banana.
Yeah, and then as soon as you roll across the tongue, that immediately disappears with that spice.
That is so odd. I assume it's the barrel notes from 15 years in a barrel. It's less. The first time was, a spice just was totally overwhelming. It is lessening as I take another sip, but it's not on the nose at all. It's very odd. That palate and the nose don't match up really at all. Throw some water in there?
Sure.
Or you want to take one more sip and we can add a little more?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Aerating it added extra different fruits.
Banana went away.
The banana wasn't as strong when you aerated it, but there's definitely other fruits in there. And yeah, that little spicy note it's not as overwhelming as it was in the very beginning.
It dries out quick too.
Ooh, that was a big dribble.
Quicker after aerating it.
Yeah, Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, add some water in here. And as we do this, I am going to bring up the fact that this is September. And in September, we try to raise funds for St. Jude. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So the last 2 Septembers, and now this one, we are trying to raise money for St. Jude. We will match anything up to $500 that you donate this month. There will be a link down in the description for the fundraiser. It is an amazing charity. If you've had anybody that's going through anything with childhood cancer, you know how devastating it could be. And that place takes care of so many things so that you can just focus on your child. It's just an amazing experience. It's an amazing charity. And, it's want to just give back is what it comes down to. Yeah. It's not all about whiskey. The whole point we started this channel was because my son's Make-A-Wish was to be a YouTube star. He never got to actually be a YouTube star. And Lord knows we're far from being YouTube stars. But that was the whole idea behind starting this channel, was a little nod to his wish. And St. Jude, we went there for a second opinion. And that the experience is just, it's crazy. It's so overwhelming how much they just handle for you. It's really great.
It's an amazing organization. I know there's commercials on all the time.
Yep.
And again, every little bit outside of even what we're raising, every little bit counts. And to your point, they take care of everything. That does take some funds to make sure that everything's taken care of for those families. That's something, all they can focus their time and energy and attention is their child and not have to worry about anything else.
Right.
So again, we're trying to do our part. Hopefully everyone out there will make a contribution
and help match it up
and help us raise as much money as possible. Again, we'll match up to $500, but you know what? Hopefully the donations blow past that.
Let's hope. All right, that should give the water enough time to marry up and see what happens. That's a lot of vanilla now.
Yeah.
That banana's kind of gone.
It's still there for me, but the vanilla is taken over.
Yeah, the vanilla is super strong. So I still get that malty sweet cereal, but whatever, one with a vanilla coating to it. I can't think of a cereal that has like a true like big vanilla pop to it.
Now I just get like honey.
Yep. The palate is more honey and malt, honey cereal type thing, honeycomb, whatever, pick a honey cereal.
And not quite a burn, but it seems a little hotter on the back end.
But all the spice is like kind of not there. But
no, the spice is gone.
Yeah, but there's a warmth and a heat to it that's coming through. It's not harsh, it's just heat to it.
I would go either way. I could do... I guess it depends if you're a fan of banana or not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of like the water, the vanilla note, and the honey on the palate. I like them.
But I feel like that's such a traditional Irish whiskey.
It is. Yeah, the banana's a little funny. Yeah, that's true.
Something different. It should be with how hard it is to come by.
Yes. Yeah. So this is, one, is very hard to find. 2, it is a pretty expensive bottle. I guess if you want to do the age math, it's pretty close. It's a 15-year-old whiskey, finished in a couple different things. It's $160.
Yeah.
You might find it for a little bit under that. You might find it for a lot over that. I've seen prices.
The latter.
Yeah, I've seen prices down to $140. I've also seen a lot of these bottles hitting around $200. So it, all depends on where you find it and all that kind of stuff, but pretty solid. It doesn't overwhelm me for a 15-year-old Irish whiskey and the price. It's not overwhelming. It's good. It's very good, but for the same, I'd rather go the yellow spot for $100 or even the green spot for $60.
Yeah.
Are both really good. So the value play is not here. It's different though. It is good. I don't know if I'd pull the trigger on $160 again.
If this was, with that sweetness, if this was 100 proof.
Okay. Yeah. It could.
I would be more intrigued.
Yeah.
To spend that money.
I mean, the Writer's Tears, I think 109. Like right in that ballpark. And that Writer's Tears bottles was $130.
Yeah.
So it's not 15 years. So I totally will grant that. But yeah, a little higher proof would be nice.
I think you get the 100. You hit the 100 mark. I think this it would definitely be worth 160. It'd be well worth spending the 160
for a 15-year-old Irish.
15-year-old Irish whiskey at 100 proof. Yep.
Now what I want to do is I want to get the Redbreast 15 and do a little comparison.
Yeah.
Because that is relatively available, and I want to say that's more along the lines of about $100.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see the comparison there.
Yeah.
So maybe on another episode we'll do a little A/B on that.
Yeah. Still a decent pour.
It's good. It's a good whiskey. It's a very good Irish whiskey.
It's definitely one of those, like we said before. There's some pours where you don't want to spend the $160 on a bottle, but if you're out to eat,
yeah, a pour of this would be nice.
See this, might be worth paying a little extra to get a 2-ounce pour of it.
If I were going to lean some way, I'd probably lean towards the yellow spot. But yeah, it's a good bottle. The value, it doesn't quite drink as a $160 bottle.
So next we gotta find the blue.
We gotta find the blue.
And apparently the gold.
Yeah, and there's a gold 9-year one. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what's special about it other than being 9-year, but I did see that on their website.
Well, I'll have to talk to the neighbor.
Yeah, exactly. See what happens.
Yep.
Pernod Ricard does some distribution of this guy.
Yes. All right. Well, you've been talking about this bottle for a while.
Yeah.
Glad you got it.
Yep.
You've been holding on to it for a couple of weeks, saving it for the show.
Yeah.
So
glad we finally cracked it.
Yeah.
Getting that thumbs up for cracking the bottle open.
So, well, again, decent pour. I'm glad.
It's good.
Glad we got to experience it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So next we'll do our best to find the blue spot.
Blue spot and the Redbreast 15.
Yeah.
Those are the next two things I want to. Those are my next two Irish splurges.
Hope you enjoyed the review of the Red Spot. Seems like we're a little indifferent. It's good.
It's good.
Maybe a little overpriced.
Yeah.
So
it's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, we would encourage the support and ask you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We put out content like this about twice a week. And again, if you have the means, would very much appreciate you donating to our fundraiser for St. Jude this month. Again, link down in the description. We'll match anything up to $500 in the month of September.
Yep. Again, every little bit counts.
Absolutely.
So, well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
It's not magical. I wanted magical.